Hello and welcome back to our weekly streams. My topic today is to talk about how to scan full impressions, upper and lower jaw, and how to do the alignment in exocad. Therefore, just let's start the presentation and let's start the dental DB of exocad. We need to create a project first and just give it a name, upper jaw and lower jaw, like that. And as an indication, we can choose, I think let's choose the byte splint because my teeth are not prepared for anything. So let's choose a byte splint in the upper jaw, and in the lower jaw we choose the antagonist. With the shift button you can mark the complete jaw, and as a scan mode we will choose, of course, the digital impression scan. So just one click to save the project, and then we can start the scanning process. Therefore I prepared, as I already mentioned, the two impressions, upper and lower jaw, like this. And we have one byte scan, but I will explain a little bit more after starting the scan. So let's choose the scan mode impression. For the presentation upper jaw we will choose impression as well, and for the lower jaw too. So the texture can be chosen like disabled, monochrome or colored, depends on your favorites. I choose colored, and the high resolution scan could be enabled. So let's start. And now, the first step is to put in the upper jaw, obviously. So I decided myself to take the universal plate, and it's very easy to fixate on this plate for me. So it's the easiest way to scan. So just put it in and correct the Z-axis. Let's drive it up, and we can start the scanning. So why do I have chosen the universal holder? Because if I take the impression scan holder, some spoons of an impression have strange adapter here, so it's very tricky to put it in, and maybe the impression fades a little bit down. So in some cases it's much more easier to use the universal plate to fixate the impression, obviously. So that's why I've chosen the universal plate. Then we have byte registration here, and so it depends on you. There are many ways for byte registration. I have a vestibular registration of upper and lower jaw here. You can use also byte registration of the side teeth or of the occlusal plane, for example. But I didn't have the possibility to do it, so I have just the vestibular byte. And due to the fact that this video could be very long, I prepared to scan this byte in advance. So this is already done, but it's taking just 20 seconds, the scan maybe, and then you have digitalized your byte scan. Okay, so now the scan of the upper jaw will be finished in a few seconds, and then we can start to cut some areas there. We don't need the complete universal plate, of course, so let's cut it away. As you can see, I just sprayed my impression a little bit because the material that we are using is very shiny and glossy. So in these cases you can use some scanning spray, and then you don't have any infects there of scanning surface. Okay, so now the scan is done or finished, and we will get the last few datas in the screen like that, and now we can start with cutting away. I use the cut outwards function and the new lasso function here to cut the areas away that I don't need, like this. And then in the next step we need to cut some more areas here in the front and all these areas like this. And I missed some areas in the front, so cut here as well. Okay, great. Then let's go to the next step. Let's scan the lower jaw. I will mount it in the same way, so I will use the universal plate. Yeah, stuck it in the right way, like this. And then we can do the adjustment of the Z-axis height again. Great. And start the scanning. So maybe you saw some holes in my upper jaw scanning. Yeah, these holes have two reasons. The first reason is that our viewer, the viewer is the screen that shows you the scanning data. The viewer doesn't show all the scanned parts. Yeah, so in areas where we didn't get as much scanning data as we wish to have there, there are only these won't be shown. So it could be that you have holes and there's no data shown, but in fact there is data that we can use for calculating the mesh. So I like to do the matching first, the matching progress first, because then all the complete data will be used for calculate the complete surface. So that means latestly after the first scanning process you will receive the real view of the scan. So yeah, that's a good thing, I think. Let's wait a second. My computer is working very hard in the moment. Okay. I need to close the project because my CPU is working very hard. Give me a second, please. I use the task manager. Okay. So now I will restart the scanner. Okay, I'm back again. So now we should try it again to start the project. I'm not sure why my computer is working very hard, but I think it could be caused by the XSplit software, that streaming software that we are using. So I need to start over. That's one thing in scanning impressions. You need to start the complete scanning process here. So let's start with the project again. Sorry for that, but should be no issue for us now. Okay, upper jaw again. Z-axis. So good for you. You have the double chance to get all information. Yeah. Okay, great. One hint for you. So this week, Carsten will be there for you on Thursday. Obviously, he will tell you something about the articulator scanning, but from the next week on, we will do the streaming just one time in a week, not twice a week, but only one time a week, because yeah, maybe you get too much information from us now. So we just decided to drive it a little bit down, to do those streams just one time a week for you. And yeah, we will keep this this function on. So give us information, give us comments, and if you have questions or cases that you want to use, just let us know. So we will do these cases with you together in the next streams. Okay. Great. So just a few seconds, then the upper jaw is finished. Yeah, and regarding the byte scans, so you can use that for any material you want to. So I just used 2 components silicone for that, and yeah, it's just a normal putty. It's a little bit stronger than normal byte material, but I like this material because it doesn't move during the scanning, so it's a very good one to digitalize. Yeah. Okay. Great. So the upper jaw will be done now. We will get the last information now. Perfect. Let's do the cutting again. Yeah, looks good. And the last thing in the front. Okay. Great. So now we can go over to the lower jaw. Just put it on the universal plate. Adjust the Z-axis side and start. Great. Okay, that looks good. And yeah, so in some cases you get a byte registration of your dentist that is already aligned in an articulator maybe. So yeah, we can choose in the exocad software, we can choose which part of the scanning process will be our ground part. So maybe you can align the jaws to the byte impression, or you can align the byte impression to the lower jaw. This depends on if you have an already aligned byte jaw, maybe with a how is it called, with a face bow, right? This is a word that I lost. So if you have a byte rim that is made by a face bow, then you can use this as a reference point, obviously. Yeah, that's good, I think. So yeah, you have many ways how to align the two jaws in the exocad software. And this would be one complete digital way how to create the byte splint, in this case completely digital. So your first step is to scan the two impressions, do the alignment of the impressions in the exocad software. Then you can print, for example, the models, and you can design the byte splint and mill it or print it also. And then you have a closed, complete digital way how to create some byte splints, for example. I think this is a good solution for some laboratories, very fast way to do this work, and you don't need to use the gypsum. Okay, so the scan is done now, and we just wait for the last pictures. Great, and now we can do again the cutting of the lower jaw. Perfect. And then just cut the other fragments here. Okay. That looks good. And now I can finalize my project, start matching, and close the software. And now all the data will be matched, of course, and I can start with the design of these two jaws. Okay, let's start design here. And now I need to do the orientation of the jaws. It's necessary always in exocad if you are using impression scan. So just do the scan data orientation. And now I will skip this step and go to expert mode. And now, after opening the expert mode, I can choose the tools and the add and remove mesh. Oh, I think you can't see it. Give me a second. I need to drop down my... Oh, okay, here in tools you can add and remove a mesh. And then you need to choose the right mesh type. And it's a byte alignment scan. Great. So let's load it. I have it on my desktop. The byte scan here. Open. And yes, the mesh is stored relative to the scan data. That's correct. And then we can finish this step with clicking OK. And now we will be asked what scan is our reference. So we can use the first option. This uses the byte scan as a reference. Or you can, the second option is the lower jaw as a reference. Or you can say, no, I want to use my current alignment, or cancel. But we choose the lower jaw as a reference now, because we don't use the face bow with the impression here or with the byte here. So let's use the lower jaw. And now we can go back to the wizard, and we get the split screen where we can align upper and lower jaw now. So I need to move it around. Can set 2 points here. Okay, it's green, it's looking great. Choose the next point in the upper jaw. Like this, for example. Perfect. And now you can check the byte. If it is okay for you, you have some contact points visible here, and so I think it's looking great. You have the right impressions or the right contacts on the right teeth in the right areas. So I think this is looking really, really great. And yeah, that's all. So this is the complete workflow how to scan two impressions and how to align them in exocad. The next step would be, obviously the design of the byte splint. But this is maybe a topic for next stream. So thank you for listening. And as I already mentioned, Carsten is there for you on Thursday at 11 a.m. in the German version and at 2 p.m. in the English version. He will tell you something about scanning an articulator. And we will see us next week with a great topic, I think. But thank you for listening and goodbye. Bye-bye.